Hey everybody, welcome to the KLOS Live Stage here at our Pico Studios. I'm Matt Pinfield, and today we have a special treat for you. Get ready to rock with us. So Danny, let's let it roll. All right, today we have a great show for you. Not only are we in this amazing live KLOS stage with an amazing audience and a super crew that's bringing it all together, we also are really excited to have this local phenomenon. She's an incredible gem that will blow your mind. Her name is Jasmine Star. Now, before we get too far into the vibe of what's happening, I want to thank our partners for making this event possible, the accident attorneys at sweetjames.com, and I hope you all enjoyed the food today from our friends over at Wahoo's Fish Tacos. And I want to also give a special thanks to our friends over at Sawtooth, and you will hear why soon. In the meantime, our guest today hails from Orange County. We first discovered her during the pandemic on TikTok, and she's been a part of the KLOS family ever since. She's a world-class musician, producer, singer, and songwriter, and she's been playing music since the age of 3. And I think you're going to love her story and her music. So please welcome to the KLOS Live Stage, Jasmine Star. Jasmine, it's so great to see you. Okay, Jasmine, I've got to ask you, you know, it's been incredible. When we first discovered you back in during the pandemic, around 2020 or so, we just fell in love with all the things that you're posting online. We're blown away by your talent. So let's talk about your backstory. Now, you're from Orange County, but you started getting into music and playing around the age of 3. Tell me about that.
Okay, that's a fun story. I love to talk about it because I just love music so much. So I got introduced to music really because my brother, who is 5 years older than me, started playing the violin at 2 because he's a total overachiever. And so then, not to like be outdone, then I started playing violin at like 3. But then I was like, nah, I want to do my own thing. So I got into classical piano, which I still play, and then got into guitar from there around age 9, and then electric around 13. And then singing, songwriting, producing, I just love all of it.
Was it one of those things where it was just, it was so much your passion that that's what you spent all your time working on?
Kind of, yes. I even now, like, I do music absolutely all of the time. That's kind of all I do. That is my work, so to speak, but it's also my hobby. It's also what I just do for fun. It's what I do to get an emotion out. It's what I do just all the time. That's what I do.
That's fantastic. And so tell me about your journey. One of the things that I think is great is you caught the attention of so many other musicians, and you built this incredible fan base, people that follow you. And one of the big stars that discovered you playing one of his songs was Chris Daughtry. And people have heard this song on KLOS and heard a lot of his music. But there's a great story about you posting and Chris Daughtry and the band reacting to you. Can you share that with us?
Yeah, so that was so much fun. So what happened was to this day actually, although less frequently, I like to write guitar solos over songs that are already out like on the radio or whatever. I like to write an original guitar solo to a song that's already made, and I'll post them up on like my Instagram and my TikTok and whatever. And I have a lot of fun doing it. It's made me a way better guitar player. But when I posted up a cover of Heavy as the Crown with an original guitar solo on it, it just so happened that the entire band of Daughtry was in their tour bus scrolling through Instagram, and within 5 minutes, Chris Daughtry commented on it. And then shortly afterwards, he asked me to be on stage with them at the Novo, which I had so much fun at.
It was incredible that you got to do that. And I remember when you met him at the Grammy Museum, they were doing an event there, and he was just blown away by you. And it was just so exciting to see that appreciation for what you do and the way that you guys hit it off. It was great. So let's talk about some of the things you're doing now. It's very exciting. Recently, I know you've been performing with Linda Perry, and for those of you who aren't sure who she is, Linda Perry is the leader of the band Four Non Blondes, who had that huge hit in the 90s, What's Up? And she also, of course, has written hits for everybody from Pink to Christina Aguilera's #1 single, Beautiful. She's a big rock and pop songwriter. But she became a huge fan of yours, too, and you ended up performing with her. Can you tell us about how that all happened?
Yes, so Linda Perry is amazing, first and foremost. Just to start off with that, Linda Perry is awesome. I've gotten to work with her actually quite a bit. I've done a couple of different shows. I played at one of her events at the Troubadour last year. It's all been a ton of fun, but recently I was asked to be her guitar player for a charity event that she was playing at, and it was so fun and such an honor in so many ways. One of the things that was really fun about it was that we got to play a lot of the iconic songs that she's written throughout the years. So that was a lot of fun. No pressure at all as far as learning how to play the guitar parts and getting them right, because she literally wrote them. But it was a lot of fun. The really rad thing about playing with Linda is you never know what's gonna happen. You can rehearse, which we did. We rehearsed 2 different days at her studio. Everything can be set, but what's fun for her is just changing things up live on stage in front of an audience, which is a lot of fun for me as well, but it definitely keeps you on your toes. So for instance, the last song we were doing was the song What's Up that she did with Four Non Blondes. And what was really fun about that is she decided to start having the band change genres while we were playing it. So we started the song, before we even started the song, she goes, okay, you know what's so great about this band is they could just play any genre. Guys, play a polka rendition. So then we just have to start doing it. Okay, now play it jazz, now play it country, now play it hip hop. And she just kept doing that until we finally actually played the song properly. But what's awesome about her is she's so free with her music. Like, she's so free to just try it a different way and then try it another way. And she's very free to do that live on stage, which is amazing and so much fun. And definitely you need a good night's sleep afterwards, because it was definitely a little bit, it keeps you on your toes.
A little nerve-wracking, right? In a situation like that, right? Hey, we're going to take some questions also from the audience right now. So we're going to have Emo get the first question right now. Emo, have them introduce themselves and tell us where you're from.
Hi, I'm Bob Kale from Laguna Niguel.
Yeah, Bob, do you have a question for Jasmine?
Yeah, is becoming a rocker everything you had hoped it had been?
So I don't know, because I don't know anybody else's experience, and I just love music so much, and so I just do it all the time, and I have the time of my life when I do it, and I have the most fun ever. Like, this is so much fun for me to get to be here and, you know, talk to you all and play music for you all. So I don't know other people's experience. I don't even know what I really dreamed of in that sense, but whatever's happening right here is amazing, and I love it, and I would love for it to keep going.
That sounds great. Thank you for the question, Bob.
Thank you.
Let's get our next question from this gentleman over here in the great Los Angeles t-shirt.
We have Mark from Santa Monica that wants to ask a question.
Yeah, my name is Mark Wyan from Santa Monica. Who are your music influences?
Ooh, I am so happy that you asked that question. I will just keep going, so Matt, tell me to stop when it's been 30 minutes.
No, you can keep going.
Okay, so I have a lot. So on guitar specifically, as a guitar player, one of the main reasons I started electric guitar was Steve Ray Vaughan, listening to his music, listening to his guitar solos. I'm hugely influenced by Eddie Van Halen, Jimi Hendrix, B.B. King, Brian May, Randy Rhoads, Zakk Wylde. I could keep going, but for time's sake, I will shorten that part. And then what's fun is that on like the singing and songwriting and production standpoint, I have all these other influences that I draw from, and they kind of cross over. So like on the songwriting standpoint and music and production, it's a lot of producers. It would be like a Tyler Johnson, a Zach Cervini, a Max Martin. As far as artists go, it's like Remy Wolf, Harry Styles, Dua Lipa, Billie Eilish. There's so many that I draw from, and so I really love when all those influences get to kind of cross over. Actually, a big influence on guitar that's crossed over into everything, and it's the funniest story, is I grew up watching the kids show. Well, I consider it an all ages show because everybody can enjoy it, Phineas and Ferb, and it's the most amazing show. And the guy who did all the music for that show is a really, 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 really talented guitar player. So there would just be these random shred solos halfway through the show as like backdrop for everything else. And the other day I was listening to the soundtrack of Phineas and Ferb like one does. And when I was doing it, see, you get it? And when I was doing that, I had this kind of revelation where I was like, oh my gosh, this sounds like a solo that I would want to play. I think this has been the hidden influence this whole time. So I made that revelation recently. Danny Jacobs, he's an amazing guitar player.
It's amazing where you can draw influences from.
Yeah.
I think that's a really cool thing. Is there somebody in particular, before we take another question, who would you love? Who would be a dream collaboration with you? Is there more than one? Have you thought about, wow, if I had the opportunity, here's who I'd like to either write with, record with, or perform with?
Oh, there's so many. Okay, so on the producer tip, there's this producer named Julian Bonetta that I just love so much of his catalog. I would love to get to work with him one day. On like the performance tip, I mean, the most obvious thing that comes to my mind is Foo Fighters, and they happen to be playing at Ohana Fest, which is a local festival for me. And I'm not saying that Dave Grohl doesn't know that he's going to invite me on stage yet. I'm just saying that he doesn't realize that it would be really cool if he would invite me on stage to play an original solo on a Foo Fighters song, because that would be lots of fun.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I'll be talking to Chris Shiflett from the Foo Fighters tomorrow, so maybe we'll mention that, you know. But and you know, you mentioned Zach Cervini too, who's another young producer who's great, and I have to introduce you to him.
I would be so stoked for that. I was actually, by kind of a total coincidence, I was in the same building as him the other month at like a studio. Did not get to meet him. I was so sad about it.
I'm going to make sure that you do.
That would be amazing. I would love that so much.
You know, you'll love this.
If anyone can, you can.
Yeah, well, and you'll love the story that when he started out and moved to LA for the first time to be a producer, and you guys, everybody in the audience will appreciate this. He wanted to do what he was doing so bad, he got a job working for this other producer, John Feldman, who's worked with lots of artists, but he didn't have a place to stay, so he would sleep in the echo chamber, which was like, he put up blankets and not tell the guy that he was working for that he was actually living in there. You know, it was literally this little tunnel, and he would set up and put blankets on the floor, and the guy never knew until years later when he became a big successful producer on his own. Hey, by the way, I used to sleep in that little hole there in your studio, which is amazing. But you do what you got to do,
if
right?
If I produce from home, does that technically mean that I'm doing the same?
Yes, it does. Okay. It does. Absolutely. Now, we're going to take another question right now. What do we got, Emo?
All right, we have Blue all the way from Sacramento. What do you want to ask, Jasmine?
Hey, Jasmine. First of all, get you goo. And also, I want to know what your all-time favorite song to play is when you're feeling high, when you're feeling low. What song just gets you through it all?
I will always feel better about myself, or not about myself, but just better in general when I play Van Halen. That always makes me very happy, except if I haven't practiced said solo in a very long time and then I try playing it and then I don't feel better about myself.
Yeah.
But I always feel good about that. I like to go to a lot of kind of classic solos that I taught myself how to play guitar through, I guess because it's kind of like, it's sentimental to me. So I love to play like some Ozzy Osbourne. I love to play Stevie Ray Vaughan, Van Halen, all those kinds of stuff, just because I remember learning it and it just makes me happy to play later on. But I'll play over anything, especially things that super don't need guitar at all. Like I will just play over anything.
Well, it's done great for you. What about, to answer her question, what about songs that you like to sing when you're in a good mood or a sad mood? Do you have any go-to songs?
One of my favorite songs to sing at the moment, that's like a cover, would be "The Joke" by Brandi Carlile. I really like that song.
It's a great track.
It's fun to sing too.
It's amazing. And I just love the fact that I think when we were talking earlier about Linda Perry, going back to that, she's such a supporter of women in rock and roll and women in music that I love the fact that you got to, get together and bring generations of music together by playing with her. And I can't wait to see more of the stuff that you're going to be doing, Jasmine.
Thank you.
I'm excited. So I wanted to ask you, are you ready to play some music for us?
I am so ready to play music.
All right, everybody, come on. Well, let's make some noise.
All right, let's rip some Hendrix, Jasmine.
Down at the edge of my head. When I stand on next to a mountain and I drop it down at the edge of my head. Well, I pick up all the pieces and make an island. And my raise a little sail. Because I'm a voodoo child. Like Mary's, I'm a voodoo child. I'll be right back to you one of these days. I said I didn't mean to take up all your free time. I'll be right back one of these days. If I don't see no more in this world, I'll see the next one. Don't be late. Don't be late. Because I'm a voodoo child, voodoo child. Like Mary's, I'm a voodoo child. Okay, this next song is an original, and it's actually the first song that I think everybody at KLOS heard, and they were the first people to ever play my music ever on the radio, and so I'm very thankful to them for that. As I get some water, and so I wrote and produced this song. I'm very proud of it, and had a lot of fun making it. This song is called Too Late Now.
All right, let's do it.
Don't make promises I know I can't keep, so I never promise anyone anything. Time alone with you felt so good, but the tide changed faster than it should, and I drift further and further away from you. It's too late now that I realize it's too soon. I didn't get enough of you. I thought I had enough of you. I'm over being over you. The spirit ended way too soon. I still can't get enough of you. I still can't get enough of you. Your name tattooed on my arm, but you know I never ever would have told you so. Yeah, don't make promises I know I can't keep, and so I never promise anyone anything, and you drift further and further away from me. It's too late now that I realize it's too soon. I didn't get enough of you. I thought I had enough of you. I'm over being over you. The spirit ended way too soon. I still can't get enough of you. I'll never get enough of you. I light it up just to burn it down. I light it up just to burn it down. I light it up just to burn it down. I light it up just to burn it down. I'm underground. Thank you so much. Okay, so this next song is more of a medley than anything, and I thought it would be a lot of fun because I did learn how to play guitar mostly from copying my heroes and learning their music. I thought it'd be fun to actually play a medley of some of like my favorite solos that I learned throughout the years. So that's what this is going to be. You ready, Emo?
Yeah, let's kick it off with some Stevie Ray Vaughan.
I Thank you so much. Okay, so this next song is actually a pretty one that I wrote. I wrote it about a year ago, and it was a lot of fun to make, and it was very different from kind of everything else that I had done before it, and kind of very different from what people know me for. But I think it's a lot of fun. I enjoy singing it. I enjoy playing it. This is Stealing Wishes. Come chase me into the shallows once more, once more. There's nothing left for me to whisper anymore. Oh, anymore. A perfect moment is just that, a moment as we surrender to time, time after time. If I could steal wishes, I'd only steal one, and I'd use it to find you. We could be us, I'll always be enough. Hope is a candle, starts with a spark, yeah, it flickers and wavers and shines in the dark. That'll always be enough. You always be. Alive from the starlight in your eyes, oh, in your eyes. Hold tight, gently like nothing you've ever held me before. Oh. Time after time. If I could steal wishes, I'd only steal one, and I'd use it to find you. That we could be us. That'll always be enough. Hope is a candle, it starts with a spark, yeah, it flickers and wavers and shines in the dark. That'll always be enough. You always be enough. If I could steal wishes, I'd only steal one, and I'd use it to find you. That we could be us. That'll always be enough. Thank you so much. Okay, I think you all have been an absolutely amazing crowd. Thank you so much for being here. And a huge thank you to 95.5 KLOS and Matt Pinfield for having me. I have, I think, one song left Emo, what do you want to end out? What do you want to close out with?
How about we close out with some Van Halen?
Jasmine, great job. Let's hear it for Jasmine, everybody. Let's hear it for her. So good to see you. Hey, Jasmine, I have a question for you. I wanted to see if you would want to kind of be our house guitarist and our house band as we do these great events here for the KLOS Live Stage. We're bringing more artists. I think it'd be an amazing addition to have you here at every single one of them riffing and playing and entertaining the crowd. What do you think?
I think that that would be the funnest thing ever, but also, y'all heard that, right? This is like video, this is recorded, we have live witnesses, etc. Like, y'all heard that?
It's a commitment.
Yes, yes, please, I would absolutely love to. That sounds amazing.
That would be
Thank you so
fantastic, Jasmine. That was great. Thank you for sharing your music with us today and doing such an incredible job. Thanks again for being here at the KLOS Live Stage. We hope that you had an incredible time, and I want to thank once again our sponsors and the people that were involved with this today. Of course, Sweet James Accident Attorneys, or sweetjames.com. And I'd also like to thank our friends for supplying us with some great food today at Wahoo's Fish Tacos. And also to the guys at Sawtooth, because we have something really great we're going to give away in just a minute. But in the meantime, I want to say, Jasmine, it was so great. Thank you for spending your afternoon with us.
Yeah, thank you
Jasmine
all
Star,
so
one more
much.
time, everybody. We'll see you soon.